Why do we force? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
If everything is an Xbox, then nothing is. The writing's been on the wall for a minute now, but the most recent marketing campaign was a wake-up call for many. What happened to Xbox, and who's really to blame? The answer might surprise you. Let's work backwards, starting from this console generation. And honestly, I was very optimistic about the future of Xbox. After a very rocky Gen 8,
fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
they, in the latter stages, made a lot of pushes to gain back the consumer's trust.
It's a monster.
They took back the power narrative with the One X and began purchasing multiple game studios to develop exclusives because Xbox got no games. This was meant to be the era of payoff, where we finally start seeing these games that we've waited so long for. The launch was barren, with Halo rightfully delayed. Eventually some gems began dropping, like Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Grounded, but these weren't system sellers, these aren't needle movers, these are deal sweeteners, meaning in addition to a potential system seller, like let's say Starfield, these smaller titles help make the overall package that is your ecosystem appealing. So of course post Redfall, Xbox began making many of their first party smaller titles multi-platform. There goes that package. Thanks for sweetening the deal for PlayStation, like they needed your help. It was never going to be just a few titles. When there's one, there's many. This uphill battle is one Xbox forced upon itself. If we dial back a bit more, you'll notice the reason for this multi-platform approach is because money talks, and the big heads at Microsoft are now running the Xbox show. That's what happens when you start making $60+ billion acquisitions. The higher ups start taking note.
Wow, look at our revenue for these ABK titles. Let's make all our stuff multi-platform. I mean,
you're not wrong. Sea of Thieves done really well on PlayStation. Those guys are still conditioned to buy games. In 2017, Xbox introduced Game Pass to combat the lack of games on the platform. Xbox actually did have a decent lineup of titles early in the generation, but that well dried up quick. Crackdown 3 and State of Decay 2 just aren't heavy hitters like that. But why? Why are there no games? The truth is this emphasis, or lack thereof, for the traditional gamer market is something that predates even the Xbox One. Many people remember the 360 fondly, but fail to recall that in the closing years of that generation, the PS3 had not only caught up, but surpassed Xbox. While Sony was dropping titles like The Last of Us, Xbox was trying to force Star Wars Kinect down our throats. This chasing of the casual market blended into the awful launch of the Xbox One.
Thanks.
PlayStation,
which was meant to be an all-in-one entertainment system for TV, Skype, Kinect, and TV for the players. The Kinect wasn't a flop, but maybe it should have been. Had it been, we never would have seen Xbox deviate from what made them so popular to begin with. Cutting-edge blockbuster games, unparalleled multiplayer experiences, an emphasis on indie and arcade titles, meaningful exclusives. Xbox was just the place to be, until it wasn't. They got greedy. They saw the success of the Wii, and they wanted a piece of that pie. So did Sony, but PlayStation never lost sight of what really mattered: the players. Even Nintendo took an L with the Wii U, but they came back with a vengeance and gave gamers the Switch. Xbox is making more money than ever before, but the console is dead. Cause of death? Corporate greed, studio mismanagement, casual market chasing, lack of exclusivity, death by 1,000 cuts. But it was the Wii that drew first blood. I wanted to wrap this video up by saying, as much as I love Xbox and all the memories I've made on the Xbox consoles throughout the years, it was never really about a plastic box for me. I simply love these games. Halo, Gears, Fable, Forza. At the end of the day, I just really want to see these franchises thrive. Phil Spencer said there's no red line for Xbox exclusives, and if that's the distinction between these games being on top again, then so be it. If the Xbox console truly is dead, then let this be the beginning of a new age for Xbox IP. Why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up.
I'ma buy me a Wii. Ooh, wee, I'ma take you home with me. Hook you to my TV. Put the sensor bar on top and Wi-Fi to use Wii Shop. We playing